They called him India's most fearless ghost hunter. He visited places most people would avoid, sat through nights listening to whispers, and chased stories that made people laugh first and then shiver. But this story is not only about the places he visited, it is about the man who kept going back, even as darkness entered his life. This is the story of Gaurav Tiwari, his rise, his famous cases, and a death that left behind more questions than answers. Gaurav Tiwari was a pilot, a television personality, and the founder of the Indian Paranormal Society. He built a name by trying to bring logic to mystery, measuring the unmeasurable, recording the unrecordable. He was charming on camera, full of energy in the field, and became the face of modern paranormal investigation in India. Gaurav's path in life took a strange and unexpected turn. He trained as a commercial pilot, briefly explored acting, and then began thinking, are we really alone in the dark? What started as curiosity soon became an obsession. He founded the Indian Paranormal Society and began leading his teams into India's most famous haunted locations. Unlike traditional ghost storytellers, Gaurav believed in documenting everything from witness interviews and historical research to repeated overnight investigations, audio recordings, electromagnetic readings, and visual evidence. In a country full of legends and myths, he tried to separate old stories from new mysteries. This approach earned him respect from both believers and skeptics, helping him stand out in an industry often accused of exaggeration. His investigations took him to locations that had already become nightmares in the public imagination. Bhangarh Fort, often called the most haunted place in India, was one of his most talked-about cases. After sunset, when even locals refused to stay inside the fort's walls, Gaurav and his team stayed behind, documenting strange sounds, sudden temperature drops, and unexplained disturbances. Another famous site was Kuldhara, the abandoned village with stories of curses and restless spirits. Once again, Gaurav reported unusual findings that couldn't be easily explained, strengthening his reputation further. He also investigated haunted apartments, deserted buildings, villages filled with mysterious deaths, and homes where families claimed to be living in constant fear. On television, Gaurav seemed calm, confident, and reassuring, someone who could walk into darkness and return with a story that made sense. Television turned Gaurav into someone that everybody recognized. His appearances on popular paranormal shows brought fame, recognition, and a quickly growing fan base. His face became well known with ghost hunting in India. He gave interviews, wrote articles, consulted on investigations, and even published a book about his experiences. For many viewers, he was not just an investigator, he was proof that the paranormal could be approached logically. But behind all that success, life looked very different. The late nights, endless travel, and the weight of those unsettling stories started to wear Gaurav down. Paranormal investigation was not a stable profession, and the income was irregular. Projects came and went. The financial pressure increased. Personal relationships became strained. Friends and family later revealed that Gaurav struggled with uncertainty and stress that rarely showed on camera. As time passed, work opportunities began to slow, and the television appearances became less frequent. Those close to him noticed a change. He was quieter, exhausted, and not too sure about the future. In July 2016, Gaurav's story took a turn that shocked the nation. He was found dead in his apartment in Dwarka, Delhi. The news spread quickly and left his fans and followers grieving and in shock. A man who spent his life investigating death and the afterlife was suddenly gone. Police investigations and an autopsy said that he had died by suicide, saying this was due to personal and financial pressures. No evidence of foul play was officially found. Not everyone believed that explanation. People had many opinions because of the timing, the circumstances, and Gaurav's profession. Social media was full of theories. Some believed that the paranormal forces he had confronted had finally followed him home. Others thought that the mental stress of living on the edge of fear had finally broken him. In the years following his death, Gaurav Tiwari's legacy grew stronger. His investigations were revisited, analyzed, and debated. New paranormal researchers said he was their inspiration. For believers, he became a symbol of sacrifice, a man who paid the ultimate price for seeking the truth. For skeptics, his story became a warning about the dangers of mixing fear, fame, and mental health. Perhaps the most haunting part of this story is not the places he investigated, but the reminder it leaves behind, that chasing the unknown can come at a heavy cost, that those who walk into darkness on behalf of others are still human, and that sometimes the most terrifying mysteries are not supernatural at all, but painfully real. Gaurav Tiwari walked into haunted places to find answers for the living. In the end, he became a mystery himself, one that people still talked about, debated, and remembered. Whether you see him as a brave investigator, a tragic figure, or a cautionary tale, his story forces us to ask one simple question. When someone spends their life staring into the dark, who protects them when the darkness stares back?
If you like the video, subscribe for more.